Okay, Twisted Fusion versus Frog No Hippo, Gold Cycle 4. I keep trying to say 3. This is the loser bracket also. So we did the round of 16, finished it up yesterday, and we are now looking for teams that are going to go to silver, as I believe there were already a couple that dropped thanks to forfeits.
So this is loser's bracket?
Yes,
Yeah.
This is a loser's bracket round 1. So Throws of Throws forfeited and they're gone, and Frankers forfeited and they're gone to silver as well.
So Twisted Fusion, a previous Diamond team,
Yep.
is in loser's bracket round 1. Who did they face in the first round?
Teletubbies.
What?
Yep.
What?
And Teletubbies took it 2-0.
Oh. Okay, Quincy, I'm gonna have to like wrap my mind around this.
Yep.
Okay, let's see Teletubbies. I just need to see their team for a second. Okay, Teletubbies. They have Curson,
Yep.
who I know semi, but he was in what's it called again? He was in Pepsi Max, which was
Yes,
an alright. Then they have Splock, who's been in the Teletubbies for years and years and years. Then Mania, who has been in there in years and years and years. And Random or What and Epic Slacker. Like, I know these players,
Yep.
but I really don't think they could pose such a threat, seeing as the gold cycle before, they were getting stomped by almost everyone.
Yes, they were. And in fact, the last gold cycle, as we put it out because we catched that game yesterday, they in fact did not win a single game and only stayed in gold division because Adrian's family forfeited in the first round. So they lost 0-2 in the round of 16. They got a forfeit win in the loser bracket round 1, and then they lost 0-2 in the loser bracket round 2. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
And then they came back here and beat the team that just got bounced back from Diamond. So I think it's partly that, yeah, they look a little bit better with some additions of players, notably Random or What and Curson, who I believe were not on the team previously. But more than that, Twisted Fusion lost Archie Tiger, and I think Archie Tiger brought a lot to that team. They also lost Time to Die, who is one of their better players. Between those two, they got hurt pretty significantly in terms of the actual individual technical skill level of their players, and they have been playing together for a long time as well. So, or not Archie Tiger, but Time to Die has been on the team for a while. So I think this is not really... I would say that the Twisted Fusion, the team that we saw in Diamond, was perhaps playing well, they were definitely playing above their heads. I don't think that I'm not sure if they should have really been in Diamond. They perhaps took advantage of a weak gold cycle, that cycle. And this iteration is playing probably a little bit below where they would normally be, but I mean, the discrepancy is still pretty big.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us hope. I'm pretty sure that is Abu 11 Ibrahim.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Okay, so they replaced Archie Tiger, who was a really good Ophelia player, and other things, with Abu and Sexy Scout. And I know for a fact that Time to Die and Archie Tiger, they were kind of the core of the team in some games where Slot Please wasn't playing carry, because they did switch around their roles a lot, which I actually kind of like.
Me too.
Like, they didn't have a standard mid, they didn't have a standard carry, they didn't have a standard support, because they could all play a bit of everything, and it's just always a lot of fun to watch. But with Abu, I don't know.
I mean, he played very well in game 1 of their series against Teletubbies. He was at like 500 GPM, the rest of the team just basically threw. Like, nobody else was doing anything. It was kind of bad, and there's only so much that a 500 GPM silhouette can do when the rest of the team is doing nothing. But
in that first game, was Slot Please playing Fade?
No, he was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason I asked that, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was... they actually banned Fade out in the second game, I think. Yeah? Second game, first game? In at least one of the games they banned Fade. I don't remember which one.
Anyways, yeah, Slot Please enjoys playing Fade. And I agree. I think the hero isn't played enough. But at the same time...
Well.
At the same time, the hero is kind of really, really weak.
I don't think she's really weak. I think she's better than she's better than never ever ever play her, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Fade is Fade in all aspects of the word is a semi-support, because he has a stun, she has a slow, she can scout, and she has some utility with the mana. But it's a really long stun, and the slow is an AoE, which is really effective for a long time. So, as a mid, I don't think it's good enough because a mid needs to be tanky in this day and age. Like they need to be able to take the brunt of the enemy's team spells on his back and still be able to either get away or do something with it. A Fade is just too squishy to be played as that core mid hero, I think.
I mean, it's the reason we don't see TB mid, for example, because he's a massive source of damage, but he's just got no mobility and he's squishy as all hell. So it's way too easy to get rid of him, and then he just does nothing because he's dead. One of the reasons I do like Fade is because she is yet another puzzle box carrier, and I have no problems with you stacking as many puzzle box carriers as you want on a team because it's a great item.
I was actually thinking of Parasite with Warbeast.
Yeah.
That combination is absolutely amazing. Invisible Dog, so it works like a Tundra Parasite, but then Warbeast is a lot better than a Tundra in terms of like pushing towers and team fighting and split pushing and all of that zazzle.
And being a hero.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being a hero, yeah. He's better at being a hero.
Warbeast is, I mean, like, I don't know, Tundra's kind of weird to me. It's just, he does too much of everything, not enough of something. He scouts well, and he ganks well, and he carries okay, but he doesn't do anything particularly well, and so he doesn't really have a niche. It's just a utility hero.
And yet, BMG keeps picking him up, by the way.
Yeah, well...
It works sometimes.
It does work sometimes, but this game is pretty much done with the drafting phase. We haven't talked about any of it. Which couple of bands were...
I'm on Raw.
Yeah, I know. Let's get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second. Parasite and Revan, the first two bands from the Legion side. Silhouette and Cthulhu from the Hellborn side. Legion banning out Bubbles, Hag, and Magmus. Hellborn banning out Repulsor, Dark Lady, and Torturer. So, in the lineups, Legion, Swiftblade, Kraken, Puppet Master, Rhapsody, and Plague Rider. So that's a pretty typical and extremely powerful lineup from the Legion team. Hellborn going for Pharaoh, Prisoner 945, Tempest, Empath, and Amun-Ra.
You don't see that a lot.
No, well, in TMM you do, but is he still the highest played hero in TMM, or like up there in the top 5? He's super high.
Is he?
Yeah.
Whenever I see him played now.
He's 6th in hero usage, and he's 6th in win percentage.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're going to play him that many times, there's going to be some people who play it really well.
Probably, yes.
But the hero is such a, like... strange hero. I think he's best put in the woods, in my opinion.
Yeah, with the change back to his Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, and with the change to the woods, you can farm medium camps, like triple stack medium camps at level 2. It's so silly.
Right.
It's absolutely insane. And yes, I have auto skip pause on.
I wasn't gonna ask.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Oh man.
I was not gonna ask. I trust you. There are other people I don't trust, but I trust you.
Alright. Okay, so Swiftblade. I think he's going jungle Swiftblade because, you know, he can.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll see.
With boots first. Why does he do this?
I don't know, man.
Why does he make me question his everything?
And they could suicide him here and not pick the Plague Rider. I don't remember what pick the Plague Rider actually was.
Or even put the Plague Rider middle or something. Because you're
going
to win with a Plague Rider.
Plague Rider was their last pick.
Plague Rider is nice versus Prisoner.
Yeah.
But not so much versus everybody else. Just because of the physical damage is what I'm saying.
He'll stop the Tempest ultimate, which is good. And so will Swiftblade. So they have a number of Tempest cancelers on the Legion side, actually. And
yeah.
I don't know, maybe that was their thought process, that they wanted to make sure that Tempest can't get a good ultimate off, because... Yeah, if Tempest gets a really good ult off, that could be a problem.
If Amun-Ra has 4k life and does about, like, 500 damage with his W, which is going to happen only late game, and even then it's not going to be enough damage, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, you get Prison Break on top of that, too. And Pharaoh could trap people and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, trapping, very nice.
Just saying, I think they could be annoying.
Yeah. But I just don't like carry Ra. It just, what does the hero bring to the table? I mean, sure, you can get kills with it on lane, of course, with Empath. But at the same time, like, is he gonna carry as hard as a Silhouette, for example, or a Magebane, or a Dark Lady? In the mid game, sure. But in the really, really late game, you're just gonna get kited as an Amun-Ra.
And, I mean, one of the advantages he does have is he is a very good farmer. He farms very quickly and very easily, which is one of the reasons I think we see him in TMM so often, is because he's just not that difficult to hero to play. So for a large portion of the population who are perhaps less skilled at this game, as the bottom lane actually very in some trouble, and Puppet Show, I always get to do that. But Pharaoh is still probably going to die here because Staccato's going to be back up in a couple of seconds. Yeah, like that's, I don't know why you get a level rocket, but anyway, there's a spin right in his face, and he can go nowhere. So that's going to be Bloodlust.
Slot wants to kill.
He does.
Slot wants to kill so badly. Did you see that? He was just trying to get it, but then also Mac was like, you know, I'm done with this. I'm just going to go ahead and get the kill now because you're taking too long.
I'm not even sure if, I mean, I guess he would have gotten it eventually, but it would have been weird trying to give it to him. The creeps might have killed him before.
Yeah, and then he would have probably done the kill, or Legion gets the kill. I don't know.
But either way, Thor does take the death. But yeah, Ra, I mean, I do think he's a relatively easy hero to play, so
yeah,
that's part of the reason he's such a TMM star. But
well, I mean, Devo is. Yeah.
I mean, people play Devo not because he's easy, just because he's Devo. Like, that's a whole different thing. Pudge has a lot of history.
Yes,
but
he's very pudgy. I had to. I had to.
You didn't have to.
I had to.
You could have spared all of us.
Kraken not having charge, actually, but he simply does not care about Prisoner and his hook. Man, that hero is so tanky. I always seem to forget that.
I mean, at this point, if Prisoner hooks him in, Kraken's just like, thanks.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna, you know, torrent you, and then I'm gonna hit you. For how much damage? Yeah,
a lot.
A lot. And actually, they moved Slot up to top. They want to try and get a kill on the empath, it looks like, but it is an empath versus a Swiftblade.
Right.
I mean,
they're not
he's
gonna
just
get this. Like,
oh, they're gonna go now.
I don't know what they think they're gonna do.
Waste time.
Yeah, an empath throws a wall out. Doesn't even need to do that. She was already fine. So.
I honestly feel that Swiftblade could just sit in the woods and farm.
Yeah.
Better than what he's doing. Like, why is he taking Plague's farm? An early Astrolabe on Plague Rider is absolutely incredible. And because you're a Plague Rider, you usually get farm. But this Swift man, he's just like, I'm gonna go ahead and go top and ruin his farm as well as my own.
And this is part of the reason that I think that you know, we saw Twisted Fusion lose to Teletubbies, is they did make some strange decisions. And they didn't seem like they were always entirely sure of what they wanted to do. They didn't really seem like they always had a plan. We're seeing more of it in this game, and they might not get punished as hard because I don't think FnoH Hippo is as good as that Teletubbies team, as weird as it is to say, because 2 cycles ago I absolutely would have said the opposite. But
really?
I mean, if FnoH Hippo has just been... Oh, they definitely have. They looked quite good in that series, actually.
Nice to see that new teams are getting into the competitive scene.
Right.
Well, not new teams.
But just as much as FnoH Hippo has sort of hit the skids a little bit, which is, again, too bad because they're an American team. And
you love American teams because you're filled with excitement.
Little bit nationalistic in that regard.
That's perfectly fine. If there was an all-Dutch team, you would see me on it, most likely. Only I'd be speaking English to them.
Why Dutch? Why do you care about the Dutch teams?
I don't know. Because I'm Dutch.
What?
Oh man. And talking about Amon-Ra again, he actually only just picked up his life tube at 5 minutes when you usually have steam boots at 5 minutes, so he has about half the farm than he should have in the free farm lane.
Yep.
Actually, Amon-Ra might be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
He just went in. Okay.
Let's go throw a stun onto a guy that can make himself magic immune.
And Pharaoh actually moving to middle.
And a really obvious stun at that.
Yeah, I don't... Was it obvious? I don't know. There's this giant meteor thing that, like, a path of fire. I don't know.
And he makes this extremely loud yelling noise that... I'm coming at you.
I never noticed it. I never noticed it.
Really? Oh.
I'm kidding.
Man. Now I know why you guys dropped out of Diamond.
Like, this happens every single time.
Was that too mean? Was that too mean?
That was really mean. Release the Kraken being released.
And Pharaoh's screwed. Hook back will hit Rhapsody, actually. Barrel might be okay here. And they're going to get the counter kill on Rhapsody. That was surprising, and now, yeah, here comes Empath trying to do something to Kraken, but Kraken's way too powerful.
Kraken's way too powerful.
He is way too powerful.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a strange initiation. Because he didn't have anything to set up the release the Kraken, did he? Not really, at least. Or at least not long enough to kill the Pharaoh, who is surprisingly tanky.
God damn it, I did this thing. You hit caps lock and it makes the items go away, and I forget how to get them back.
The items. Don't you just click on end, on the ball, the little green balls, and the end of each thing? Or whatever color they are.
What are you talking about? Oh, the player things? But but now it's all screwy. And top lane, they actually will get some damage on the Tempest here. They're going to kill him, and we'll see if they can turn this onto Ra as well. No, he'll run away. Looks like Empath is going to be in some trouble, though. Let's see, down, and yep, there's so slashes. She's dead, and so is Ra. Now here comes Prisoner, because he wants to die too, because looks like Kraken. Nope, that's a fake.
Oh look, people don't ban Swiftblade.
What did I do? I hit F5. I hit F5. I'm just pressing random keys and the entire game is frozen. Oh, there we go.
God.
That's fine. That's fine. 1609, 1610, 1611, 1612. Are you okay?
Really? I'm on 1625.
Okay. 1620, 30,
Okay.
16, 31, 16, 32, 33, 34.
Okay, cool. But
seriously,
what did you press? I can't see the items. What do you press?
Got it. Got it. Got it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Fixed it. We'll get the knock back onto Kraken. He's going to run away, though, and the prison break won't be enough there because he didn't get the shackle off in time, so Kraken will be just fine. Everything's fine.
Get the items to show.
How did I get the items to show? F1.
F1. Damn. Thank you. Thank you, great.
Did you have, like, no items this entire time? Like, the last several weeks?
No. It just happened because I pressed caps lock to see what you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not that incapable, although...
A little bit incapable.
Might argue otherwise at times. Actually, Plague Rider gonna get...
And there's a two-man Tempest actually, so there'll be a bunch of damage on top of this. Raw looks like we'll be able to kill at least one with the Plague Rider, but here comes the Swifty Spin, and they're going to kill Empath. Rog losing his ult, of course. And looks like Swiftblade will just be able to run away from this. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. No, Swiftblade will take the stun here. Glacial Blasts. Nope. And release the Kraken, not going to connect too much either. We'll see if they choose to stun him. Indeed they do. And will be okay as he goes up the cliff into the creeps, but now he's creep trapped, and he's going to die to creeps. Is he going to die to creeps? Nope. Okay.
But I'm just slightly confused why Ra does not have his W. And why he's maxing Path of Destruction when his Ashes to Ashes is so invaluable. I think it does more damage than his Path of Destruction, by the way. Especially for farming. Early
on, yeah. It's 40. It's like 40 damage per second, right?
It's 50 when it's maxed.
Look at that. It's 30 right now, and the regen is nice.
When you have a perfect Tempest hole like that, you kind of want some more damage. You don't really care about... What, 50? Yeah, okay, Path of Destruction is 50 damage per level, right?
Right.
And some movement speed. But Ashes to Ashes is 10 damage per level per second. And if you, get the cooldown, it's...
And 5% of max health.
Yeah.
That's static, so that doesn't matter, but yeah, just... I mean, it does it does do a fair bit of damage, it's just, yeah, I agree. There's no reason to really max it. The stun duration doesn't increase, and...
Yeah. The cooldown does decrease, but I mean, Ashes to Ashes still does more damage if you take into account the cooldown, the amount of time per Path of Destruction, and whether they even hit your target is also an if. Rather, with Ashes to Ashes, you just follow them around and they die.
They do that. It's like having a mock on. And I think if you get an 8-minute mock on a hero, you'd probably take that.
I don't know. I don't know if you want that, Quincy.
Well, it feels like it could be good.
It's totally not good.
Feels like it could be good.
Maybe. And it also gives you passive health regen, which,
Yes.
you know,
I mean, that can't
a
be
Mach
ignored.
does not give. Swift actually might be in trouble.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's fine. There are 4 heroes on top of him. He's gonna get stunned to hell. He does have Swift Slashes there, and there's the Plague Rider ultimate and the spin, and this is what I meant by I think he's fine. They're gonna chase down Tempest now, and he's dead.
That was such a joke. My god. I'm sorry, but they go in there knowingly that Plague Rider has an ultimate. That cooldown of that ultimate is incredibly short, and...
Well, they do kill Swifty.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Meanwhile, at bottom, Puppet's been free-farming for the past 11 minute 30.
And he still only has 415 GPM, which is just about the same as Swiftplay after he takes that death, so... PM on the bottom, there hasn't been nearly as much action. Swifty is 6-1 and 3, and PM has 77 creep kills. Top lane, they also killed the Empath. So there's that. And, I mean, this is sort of what I was talking about by Frog No Hippo. I feel like right now isn't as powerful. They lost TwFu, who was their drafter and captain. I assume he's the captain, actually. He was their drafter. Which means Boarbeater's now drafting, for the most part. But Boarbeater's not even here. Like, this is a team that... They don't have consistent players, ever. The fact that Mid Romney is drafting in this game, I'm not sure if he's ever drafted before. In fact.
Does he need a crash course in drafting? I'm willing to give one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think his draft is all that bad. If they hadn't picked the Raw, if they had taken something else, then the rest of his draft's actually pretty okay.
It's pretty okay, but like you need to take into account that they have, well, actually they have pretty good initiation, but they have very limited push.
Well, with Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest creeps, they're not that
bottom lane
much push.
They're like, not, but it's not like Legion are gonna outpush them.
The Legion have destroyed.
Well, I think Rhapsody is a better pusher than Tempest because of the heal. The heal is absolutely insane.
It is really good, and Tempest Elemental is gonna be harder to use, but I don't think that the push advantage is substantially in Legion's favor if it is at all. Like, I really don't have too many problems with the Hellborn draft except with a Raw, who is going to get caught out here, and he's going to use his ultimate, so he won't quite die.
I can never be defeated.
He actually can be defeated, as we've seen several times already. Rocket going to come through, and we're looking for a hook onto somebody, but there go the Swift Slashes onto Prisoner 945, and the Plague Carrier going to go down, but this Elemental's going to eat a whole bunch of the damage, and it looks like they'll be able to kill both Plague Rider and Swift Blade here. And it took 5 and a Tempest hole, and the Legion team turning around and deciding to fight that for some reason. But they did get a couple of kills.
With level 1 Swift Slashes, that's never going to work out. I think that's just
I mean, they don't care.
On Slotblaze's part. Like, it's... I mean, they don't care that much because they still have a free-farming Puppet Master who's just eating towers right now. But yeah.
I don't think that they're taking this too seriously at this point. They're up 12-6 even after that less than favorable engagement, and they have a substantial golden experience lead. Well, gold mostly, not experience so much, but...
Yeah. I mean, the Hellborn does have the team to turn it, though.
Yeah,
with
one
the
big Tempest
and the Tempest. Yeah, one big Tempest and they have the damage with the Amun-Ra. So in that case, he's not that bad, but... An Elder Parasite finished on Prisoner, and I'm really doubting their chance to have much of a chance this game.
And to be fair, Green has done quite well. He's at 400 gold per minute, and he's basically the only person in this game that's doing all that well. Glacial Blast on a Kraken here, and they're going to try this with the Kraken Ultimate. Prisoner to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. He will fall, yes, just before the Prison Break goes through, and it looks like Tempest also going to get caught. Obviously, will eat the Essence Link stun, but Plague Rider coming here will finish off the Tempest. It ends up being a 2-for-0. The Puppet Master finally rotates out of bottom lane, as he had no towers left to kill. So, gonna go find somewhere else to kill towers.
He's like, I'm done with these towers. I'm gonna go eat some towers somewhere else.
Yeah.
And now the experience lead that was pretty even just now has turned into 3,500 for the Legion team.
Pretty much.
And Pharaoh Mid Romney is still sitting on 150 GPM, and that he has 4 deaths. And is he actually going to get caught here by the puppet?
Looks like it.
Wow. He's killing himself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. That's the only thing that goes through my head when
There
I
should
see.
be. Why isn't there a puppet master that says "Stop hitting yourself" when it ults, or when it uses the voodoo, puppet show or something like that? There should
When
be.
he himself, where the puppet itself says, "Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself." Oh, that'd be incredible.
That should happen. Get on it, S2.
S2, listen to the great and mighty combo right here.
I mean, that'd be amazing. Like, if they could figure out a way to do it so that if you're hitting a voodoo puppet that's targeted on you, which I would imagine would work. Like, I gotta imagine that you have to be able to code something like that.
Especially because it's a single target spell, just like,
Yeah.
oh. And then whoever it targets, when it deals damage to the puppet, it'll be like, stop hitting yourself. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just a simple, if this and that. If you have a puppet on you and you are attacking the voodoo puppet, then just have it say, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself.
Look at us.
I'd buy that.
And then there'd be a taunt with it as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like...
I wouldn't actually buy it, but I'd tell people that I'd buy it. Go buy it, people. Go buy it.
Yes.
Top lane, Swifty jumping on top of Ra here. Has level 2 Swift Slashes. And we'll see if he needs to use them here. He very well might. Yep, he'll just die. So,
I like how they're getting the momentum back a bit, but like when you have an Amon-Ra, you need absolute undisturbed free farm, and I don't think a Tempest, Prisoner, Pharaoh. Well, Pharaoh doesn't require that much farm, but Prisoner, Tempest, Amon-Ra, they all kind of want to make use of everything. Like Ra soaks up so much farm.
Yep.
And I don't know if he truly carries that much when he has that farm. There's a really slight timing where Amon-Ra is actually useful in these games. And he works like a Zephyr in a way. If he starts to steamroll, then he's really difficult to stop. Unless you get a Sharkin, and then it's very possible.
Man, if only there wasn't one item that entirely countered that hero.
If only.
And top lane, yep. They will manage to kill Fat Sloth on the Tempest, and it looks like they're going to get a counter on this Kraken, but I don't think that Romney is going to have enough damage. And there's the Rhapsody ultimate anyway. Kraken just going to rock right out. Rock coming through with some damage, not going to hit though. Stun. Here comes Swiftblade.
Ghost Marchers on Ra.
Yeah.
Do please give me a reason for such a great item. And, Puppet Master making someone actually not hit himself.
Nope. It's just, stun? Yep.
Ah, there we go. Even Slot was surprised there. He was like, what? He got the stun off?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hit him then.
But yes, Empath getting picked up from bottom lane by Puppet Master, and Puppet now will just TP on out of there.
Codex on Kraken, in case you didn't see that.
I did not see that, but
he just picked it up.
Useful item.
I don't even think it's that bad when you're owning this much.
They're not owning that much. We've definitely seen bigger
12k.
leads.
Yeah, we have. But I mean, a Codex is an item when you're against the level 8 Pharaoh with that little health. Like, he's not that tanky for a Kraken. I think Kraken can you really use that 400 extra magic damage, because that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
My only concern is his mana pool is kind of crappy. So.
Upgrade the Codex, man. Upgrade that Codex. And then it only costs 80 mana as well for 800 damage.
Is it really it goes that far? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh no, 100. Sorry, 100.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, even 100's not bad for an 800 damage nuke.
Yeah.
And that item only costs what, like 6,000 gold?
Quite a bit more.
Now it's 7k.
I think it's 8k.
It's 7K.
Isn't it? No, it's 7k.
Because the initial codex is 3, and then you upgrade it 4 more times, and that's 7. Technically the most expensive item in the game, then.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. Dawnbringer comes close. 400 short.
Puzzle box isn't that. Puzzle box, what, 5? 5k?
Puzzle box is a lot less. It's 2,800 for the full thing.
Oh, you have to upgrade it twice for 1250. That's 2,500.
Oh, 2,700 and then 1,500 added, so it is 4,200.
No, it's 52. It's 2750, so it's 5250.
Oh yeah. What am I saying?
5250.
Yeah.
It's fine.
you're
I'm the one that brings the math anyway. Top lane Empath gonna get wrecked there, and they're looking for something to stop there. Prison Break goes down, but I'm not sure how much that's gonna do as they absolutely wreck Fastlock and the Tempest. And here comes Raw back up with his ulti. Actually, he's still alive. His ulti has not been used.
Plague Rider.
Yeah, Plague Riders. Plague Rider's in, man. Trying to run away from the Pharaoh. And he'll get the ulti off. Didn't do that much. Oh, and they will kill Pharaoh. The Codex from Mr. Kraken. And we'll see if Prisoner can survive this. Looks like he actually might be able to. Nope. Never mind.
He might get the kill on Swift though. Nope.
No. Swift's
Kraken start the TP, then canceling
Nah.
it because. And Puppet just like, oh, you know, while my team is wrecking, I'm just gonna eat the last tower.
Dude, he likes
And
towers.
he runs off.
Or maybe
I don't
he
get
doesn't
why
like
he's.
towers. Maybe he really hates them and is trying to kill all of them.
Why won't we see lightning on this Puppet Master?
I don't know. But anyway, Hellborn CCing here, and that's not really very surprising.
Defeat. Legion wins.
Well. Game 1. Going to Twisted Fusion on the Legion team. And well, you have anything else to say about that game there, Shuriken?
It definitely, although the draft could have been better from Frogno Hippo's side, I do actually like them trying to pick up Amon-Ra, because I think that the hero could be strong in the right lineup.
Me too.
But they just... how did they not get more farm on him? He has less than 300 GPM, and their Swiftblade, who was level 2 when Ra was level 4, managed to win the lane together with a Plague Rider.
Yep.
It just seems really, really strange in my eyes.
Yep. I mean, they should have been able to absolutely shut that Swiftblade down because of how he started the game, and then they didn't, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. But that will do it here for Game 1.